There is a profound question that almost always shows up whenever I work with clients that are in a corporate leadership role. And I find it so fascinating because it makes all the difference. It's a kind of question that pops up once I start digging a bit deeper and start getting to the bottom of what is truly moving my clients or what is preventing them from having the best time possible at work. And that question is, who am I supposed to be as a leader? Now, this question often shows because the corporate world, in my opinion, is full of paradoxes that you have to face. It could be a paradox of being assertive, but at the same time showing empathy. It could be admitting that you do not have all the answers while also trying to be knowledgeable. Are you authentic? And what does that even mean? Do you show vulnerability? And it's a typical kind of questions you learn when you go through leadership training. But let's go back to that question of who you are supposed to be as a leader. The problem with that question is that once you start thinking about it for too long, it starts evolving and it starts changing. And before you know it, you start wondering, am I truly good enough? Am I good enough for this job? Did I really deserve this promotion? Am I as good as my peers? Because it seems they have all figured it out and I'm just trying to find my way here. Does my boss think I'm good? Do my clients see that I'm actually an imposter? And that's the word you might be familiar with, imposter syndrome. But I'd like to look at it from a different angle today, and that's a more non-dual view of leadership in the corporate world. The first problem that we have here is a problem of judgment. You are asking yourself these kind of questions because you may be judging yourself. You may be judging the way you are, who you are, your personality, your character traits, maybe even your skills, your knowledge. You might be judging the way you lead your team because maybe you are actually simply a kind person that is nice to people, but you see peers being more authoritative or stronger. And now you're wondering, are you doing something wrong? This kind of judgment that you're putting on yourself is creating a resistance. It's the kind of resistance that prevents you from enjoying what you are doing. It's preventing you from the joys of creating work. It might even be preventing you from just having a happier life, because how often do you carry these kinds of thoughts with you after work? Now, the best thing you can do is to simply not judge yourself. But I know that's difficult at the beginning. But whenever you have negative feelings or negative thoughts about yourself, just accept that they appear and don't judge yourself for having those. And with this, we are already at the second important point that will give you more peace of mind, and that is acceptance. In my view, it takes radical acceptance to be able to live a happier life. Whenever I talk about acceptance, I realize that people are quick to equate it to inertia or maybe also resignation. And I think that's not what it is about. If you're finding yourself in a bad situation at work, then acceptance doesn't mean you just accept things for what they are and you don't see any change being possible. But it means that you accept this present moment as the one moment you can influence, as the one moment where you can take action. And with this, you are not caught up in wishful thinking. Think more what is instead of what if. So let's look at these judgments that I talked about at the beginning. Say you're having a negative thought about yourself. For example, you feel like, I am not good enough. That very moment when this thought comes up, do two things. First of all, don't judge yourself for it. Secondly, accept that this thought or this emotion has come up. Don't go wondering what made you think this way. Don't go wondering and trying to analyze what brought this emotion to you. It's simply there. Accept it. Because Acceptance means that you also are able to see these things as temporary moments. You aren't angry with yourself all the time. You might be angry with yourself because, I don't know, project didn't work out the way you wanted it to. So then you're angry for a time, and that's okay. But this anger will dissipate and it will leave you again. And that's the same thing with any of these other negative emotions. Then we get to the third important point that will help you, and that's clarity. It's the kind of clarity that naturally comes, that naturally arises. It's the moment where you have this kind of peace of mind when you're not judging yourself, when you're not caught up in negative emotions. You don't have to be in a bad mood because you think that you don't have a solution to the problem. It's there. And this is basically my message. Don't judge, accept, and with this you'll have the clarity to move forward. And by moving forward, I truly mean you will see how work and how life moves through you, because life is not done by you. And see yourself as a unique expression of life, because then you can also look at you as a unique expression at work. And there is no need to compare yourself to anyone ever again. Next time we talk, I'd like to ask you again, are you good enough? And I'm looking forward to the answer you're giving me. Thanks for watching. See you soon again.